Hello friends, we have been discussing relative velocity. Now let us consider three cases here. Uh, in the first case, the velocities of two moving bodies are same. Okay, if the velocities are same, are they likely to meet each other or are they likely to cross each other? No. If they are moving side by side, then they will continue to move like that. If they are, let us say, 10 meter apart from each other, they would continue to do that. So the graph is going to look something like this here. This is position and this is time. Okay, so my their speed is same. V1 is equal to V2. This is my V1 and this is my V2. So the position time graph, okay, if that if the velocities are same, the graphs, both the lines are going to be parallel, correct? So let us say speed V1 is equal to 5 meter per second and V2 also is equal to 5 meter per second. Only thing is that this x1 and x2 will be different. They are at different positions, but then the speed is same. Okay, now in such case, the distance between the two bodies, okay, it is going to remain the same. Okay, so that was about V1 is equal to V2. Now what if my V1 and V2 are different? Now here in the second case, I have my two graphs like this. This is x1 and this is x2. Now obviously you see here that the velocity over here v2, okay, and v1, the gradient of v1 is smaller than that of v2, right? This second graph, the second body. So that means my v2 is greater than v1. That is quite obvious there. Are they meeting? Are the graphs crossing each other? No. The distance between the two bodies will continue to increase. It's like my car, I am driving at, let us say, 80 kilometers per hour, and there is one car behind me or maybe adjacent to me which is at a speed of, let us say, 60. Okay, so I am at 80 and that car is at 60. So is that car going to, if it is behind me, is there any likelihood that the car will overtake me or will it catch me? No, because I am already at 80 and the speed of that car, it is 60. So they are not likely to meet, correct? In the third scenario here, again position time graph, here V2 was greater than V1. Okay, here my V1, so I'll call this x1, is greater than v2. Okay, so x2 here, so this is v1 and this is v2. Now here you see that my x2, okay, v2 is less than v1, correct? So relative velocity v2 minus v1, okay, v2 minus v1 is negative here. Now what happens here? My first car is at some position, the second car is ahead. Okay, so the car with a speed of 100 kilometers per hour, it is behind, and a car with speed 100 kilometers per hour, okay, maybe 80 kilometers per hour, that is ahead. Now what happens? This car with 100 kilometers per hour slowly and slowly it will catch up with the second car and then it will overtake that, and this is where it happens. So this is the time when the first car is going to overtake the second car. Okay, so here v1 minus or v2 minus v1, I would say, is positive, and here v2 minus v1 is negative, and v2 minus v1 is equal to 0. That means relative velocity in the first case it is 0, in the second case it is positive, in the third case it is negative. In the first case, if they are moving side by side, they continue doing that. In the second case they never meet. In the third case, initially the distance between them starts decreasing, they meet, they cross each other at some point of time, and then after that the distance keeps on increasing. So that is how we will represent graphically the relative velocity. In the next video we are going to do some numerical problems. Thank you so much.